Good morning, folks. It's 7:46 a.m. on the 26th day, 8th month, 2024. What I'm looking at here is a pulse, and it's coming from Antarctica and down here towards the Indian Ocean. It's a vast area. There's a lot of bases that do scientific research on the auroric effects of the flux lines of the planet's magnetosphere, which is easier to test and comes closest to the planet down at our two poles, north and south. And very often it interferes with the condensates. It makes them bigger, or it changes temperature by moving things around. And I could track that very easily. And I seen a big pulse this morning, is why I went and looked at that. Because when I turned on Mimic TPW, I seen this great big blast coming down the Indian Ocean here. And it is a big one. It's not small. Right? One down. Let's look at this event. All right, and it's not just like a pulse of a spark gap given a glitch. These are 1 hour jumps over here. Okay. So it started to turn the beam on. I could see excitations already forming a straight line here right off the coast of Thailand here. Which will go full nucleation right about there. See the wedge shape? You've got a ship out here. A ship at sea has capability of making a large beam. And in combination with exciting the magnetosphere down in Antarctica, you can create a wall of energy that either is an angle like that, so stuff coming that way go up, or stuff coming this way goes down. And you can control flows by ramping the direction of the beam itself and how you oscillate the energy from it. So you got let's just go back here a second. Okay, the beam is on 1 hour. See, 2000 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, and then it's still ongoing because I'm at the last frame of data that is available for me to look at. It just goes way down. You see that point right here? And in that amount of time, that ship is moving. It's covering a distance that a ship can cover. See, look at that. That's going to cause a lot of heating effects that move the flows across this area here, right? And it'll force this to run into a wall. We'll bring it in over Myanmar. They're going to have some flooding up here. And this is going to be one of the exacerbators, if you will. So when I looked at that, I said, right, this ain't good. Because I talk to you very often about pressure over the poles, how things move. And these are atmospheric heaters. Hot air has a higher pressure than cold air. It's just Boyle's laws of gases, Charles's laws of gases. And you look into these, and they'll show you these correlations that are provable. And so when I went and I looked, right, I said, well, yeah, look at how high the pressure is over the poles here. Yeah, 143 is very, very high. It's indicative of heat, right? So I have to look. And where is this occurring? Right down in that beam swath. So I go looking at Antarctica because there's ways to see what's there, you know. You can go look. Okay, so I type in, these are pictures. You know, I'll go backwards a step just so you see what I Googled. Right, just Antarctic Bases, right? And I pull up the map. So I'm going to go forward. And on the maps itself, you'll get pictures. You can figure out this epicenter, which ones you've got. And that's a field of LiDAR. That's fuel. Right, because they're in Antarctica, man. They got to make sure they got plenty of gas, not just from the beans. And that's one of the research stations. And you can look around Antarctica using some of these features that they have, and kind of get an idea of some of the devices. And they're not really showing you much inland there, but I got a grand map. Look at that. Bzz, bzz. What do you need? 2 of them. So what are those aimed at? They're very low on the horizon, ain't they? And those are fixed. That doesn't look like a movable mount. Could be for communications, right? You want to think so. It can be, well, most of them can be used for communication. Even a harp field can be used for communication. That's a whale bones. Yep, so you can look through these places and kind of narrow down Where was this occurring? Right, because all these bases are well mapped. Right, so we'll take that back a notch and get all of them listed again. And I went and had a look through, what's the most likely one, because you got all the bases listed. There's a lot of them. This one went suddenly they're not on here. There's two Japanese bases here. There's a Chinese base here, here, and here in a line. And as you get closer to the pole, which will be down here, right? Because this is a different kind of projection maps. So we could click around and see there's bases around. So I'm going to go back to my search again because I had a better map. So as we go down under Australia, and this area here is kind of where the beam epicenter. Look, is this an Indian station here? Because that's in the line of it. Kind of has that name, don't it? And so click the pictures and see what they've got here. Bzzz, getting fried curry style. So somebody's affecting the weather in the Indian Ocean. Has an Indian named base station here. Alrighty, research station. I want to know more about this base. So then you just Google things to look and see what they're about. Somebody named in the low here. Yeah, so excuse me. I have a cough. I just did. So we have devices here. That's not a small dish that's inside that thing there. And you can't say what's in there unless you know, because you can hide a lot in there. Could be a triangular array. Could be one of them great big ones like you see on the SBX radar platform that's out at sea. And they're so happy to fry in our atmosphere. And that's probably what I would suspect to be the causator of that. This base here, that must be a tourist place. Is this the notorious pyramid of our history being hidden from us? I think we're being lied to. Do you think we're being lied to? Are we even rolling? I think we are. Right, Antarctica. Back to Antarctica. Because, it's a mysterious place, and we all know they don't show us everything that goes on there. They, our oppressors, they who lie to us, they who are coming up with one scam after another to feed the big pharmaceutical or the military industrial complex, the big they. So you can look around. You can have a look. This one's got 45 photos. How's that for a jet? What a view that must have coming in, huh? I want to sit there. Wow, look at the mountains, huh? Very dramatic. We want to land on a point of one of those and you'd be stuck. So it shows you the various niches to build in the base there. That's a heck of a runway they just make. Ice is very malleable. Don't look like the Jupiter too. Wind is everything, man. I know the English base has Tesla oscillators as its feet, and I traced it on a crack one here. That looks like a field of wind turbine. That looks like an antenna. There's a big blaster here. I don't know. See this a little closer. Sometimes you have to screenshot stuff to get a picture of it. If you don't know how to screenshot, usually your Windows button and your print screen button simultaneously will do it on most systems. So let's have a little bit more of a look at that. Yeah, those are wind turbines. That's a picture of them next to that. Come on. Load. Well, we'll see what they got here. You feel the wind turbines. It could be solar. That's a blaster. Listen, look at the size of the building and look at the size of that dish. It hasn't even got a dome over the top of it. But they'll fix that at some point. You have to have less activity in and around the dish itself, inside of it, to get accurate readings on it. Just having a nosy around solar panels and such. That's the back of that big dish right there. And this is Antarctica. And you can find out this stuff yourself. You don't have to wait for Rob D to come on and say, hey, what's up with that big black pulse curvy thing that's in Antarctica all the time? It's an EMF blast. Yeah, I was correct. Those are solar panels. Think non-nefarious first. And there's probably trailers here. They'll containers will be either supplies or maybe even individual experiment huts where they want to isolate themselves from other experiments, especially when they're testing stuff with water and memory and EMF. This would be a great place to do it, where you got to isolate even your entire body from the phone signal for about 48 hours while you measure some of these things to get some of these, like show a picture or something to the water and really get an accurate memory into the water to measure it. You got to be fairly EMF proof yourself, as those magnetic fields do some disturbances. So like there's a lot of bases down there that can be looked at. But one of the ones in that area is this experiment here, known as ARM. I'm going to pop you a link to this because you've got homework to do. And this is a very interesting, talks about the technologies and how they measure. And they're using LiDAR, which is lasers. And lasers modifying the weather, even Michio Kaku had done that. And here's the data portal, a publicly accessible information that is available to the public. And the link for that is on that first link I just popped you over there. And so you can read into this stuff. And I'm not going to go into all the tech of the LiDAR. But I'll tell you, I can see its effect when it's using lasers. They can also make an atmospheric mirror of plasma by heating the upper atmosphere. When somebody talks about only sending it through the D layer of the atmosphere, I think he's not fully informing you, because I seen that video and I was not happy about that. Right? It's selling it short. That thing could bump and be many layers of the atmosphere, and by creating layers of chemtrails in between each one of those layers is a pause layer or a perpetual D layer. And here's where I got the data thing right here, and data caravel. But you'll dive into that and learn what you want to know about this. And it's got a lot of topics in here, like atmospheric measurements, cloud radiation measurements, which they use particles to do. Define condensation, particle counter, and you'd click these things to find out the more information, which station was doing everything, blah, 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 blah. So you can look on the map and see if there's a correlation. And they'll always raise the temperature around themselves. Right, look at that. This is yesterday's fire. What I decided to do was go day and night, because if you do, you'll see differences. If I did the day-night, both of them, right, on at the same time, it gets all pell-mell looking. It's hard to pick out the actual grids, because it's two times a day's worth of data. And so I split it up a bit. And this is that big fire that's going on now. There's no data from today, so I'm always 24 hours behind on the fire data, so I do the best I can. And I'm going to film a better show where you'll see me use even a protractor to show you the exactness of some of the isosceles triangles that I've been documenting. So you'll see what I see. Yeah, I found an old one of those school kits that got the compass and little rulers, protractor and stuff in a little square, so I'll be able to very easily show you, like I would in person in a presentation, how exact these distances are, where it's just impossible for it to not be a planned event, an arson event by the arseholes that are poisoning our skies, poisoning our medicine, poisoning our foods, and poisoning our very soul's existence in this 3D realm. These are just some of your fires, and you're not the only one that was burning. Canada is burning. Canada, they're burning out the wilderness up here in a very obvious fashion. They're not even hiding the grid. Not even hiding it. And you'll find the exact same distance being used. So that's telling me it's an orbital platform. It's something very high up. You can aim at a lot of places at once. Put it like this: if you could see it with a laser, you could aim at it. You just have to have enough power to do it. And the electro link in the upper atmosphere gives a lot of power to like harping antennas and stuff that it could draw down for vast distances. Vast distances. Are you guys ready to see your weather now? Have I bored you to death? Tough. You need to know about these things. If they killed me tomorrow or today, at least I spoke for this forest. At least I showed what was going on. I didn't care about popularity. I just told the truth. Like it or not, Donald Trump is a 33-degree Mason. But he's the only good one. President selected to a corporation. Doopa loompa doopity juice. How many times is this triangle going to repeat itself around the planet with such exactnesses? Yeah. What you'll find is this distance, and this distance are the same. And it's just yielding this triangle, and they're just refiring the same fire pattern. That's the only oddness, because there'll be one on the day. See, I only have one of them going. No, that's both day nights, isn't it? I've got 2 screens of fires. Okay, I'm confusing myself. Right, let's just show you what the weather pattern is. So with this highs being generated here, the effect that has is this air can't go over Antarctica and out this side like it normally would, like the wintertime storms should do. It runs into a wall of pressure and comes in. And if I take this beam here and do one of those little hook beams from the Tiger stations here, I can like cupping your hand into a flowing river. You can channel some water towards your wrist, can't you? Well, here's the big wrist, and boy are they giving you the wank today. Look at the winds here. Tassie, yeah, it's looking really bad. Hey, so I'm going to zip this back. I'll let New Zealand see their smackaroo with Tassie on the screen first. As YouTube weather is going to be pretty much just as bad, because you're the sticky outfit that they want to slam it into to mix this moisture here into. And over the next 24 hours, you guys are getting a bath. Going to be a bit of a lightning show up there, and the paint is insulated. A bit of snows are going to occur over in the southern spine down in there towards the fjord lands there. Probably from this line in Christchurch south. And then that one comes through. And this one behind it is the one I've been most concerned about until we get towards the end of the month. There's another batch coming. But like I said, when the pressure's locked up high like that, and the moisture's not allowed to go naturally over Antarctica and out the other side, it's not going along an ice wall all the way around in a circle, because I never see it appear in the North Pole projection on this map. Don't be duped by stuff that distracts you. The shape the Earth is in dire shape. It's being poisoned in so many levels. It's being warring Mother Nature herself by playing God with weather machines of various kinds that are funded with taxpayer dollars and of private interests that don't fully know that that's what the devices they're funding can be used for, and that they are being used for that. I have to say that. They would be appalled. People want to advance science for the greater good of humanity, and I'm not faulting them for that. This is also a bad day for Tassie. Watch, the winds here are going to be quite high. Look at this. See these along the coast here? 55 kilometers. Some of them it's going to be 70, 69, 70 miles an hour, smacking the coast here off Queenstown over there. So use great care along the coastal highways, and the wind gusts will be higher. Okay? So use great care. Bit of a doldrum for New Zealand here, but I'm going to think that ain't going to last long. I'm going to go back to that. You guys are going to pick up some totals over the next 3 days. But you had plenty of time to prepare if you listen to Rob D, the crazy conspiracy theorist weatherman. That's how I've sometimes introduced it, the crazy weatherman, which is not, I'm not too keen on that. I don't think I'm crazy. I'm accurate. I fight for clean air and water and free choices for all. That's what I say. There'll be very big winds here. And then winter arrives again. There's all the jingle bells down here and all the chemtrails and everything. And the styrus snow comes to visit you. Fiber snow. Just comes down your roof and curls like a wave, man, because it's got fibers in it. Think about it. Think about it. It's like fucking felt made out of nanoparticles. Well, we better chickadee check ourselves, because we're going to wreck ourselves. That's how that's going to go. Mother Nature said, knock you out. My mama said, knock you out. That's right. And just a non-stop blasting for you guys in Tassie, so I hope your roofs hold up to it. Because, the new zoning laws are not too easy to get around in the old houses, are they? Money, 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 money. They want to give you a loan. They want to chain you to a system that has chained you to an ore at ramming speed. I don't think anybody's coming down to unlock Ben Hur this time. Yeah, bend her, mend her. Yeah, that's about right. And it's like I said, this is a nonstop. As long as they keep that heated down in Antarctica, and they're talking about pressures on that, they've gotten kind of down. Like, why is there a bubble of 1025 next to this 1024 out here when there's no flow to heat it up? There's either a huge volcano system called Dara bubbling under here, and that would maintain the same heat pretty much all the time. So I'm disallowing those thoughts on that. They're nonsensical. Hey, so the big beaming is here. Again, is Africa. So they're going to cut the flow here. It's going to force the flow here, which isn't good for South Africa, right? Because I can read these pressures down here and tell how they're going to move stuff across Antarctica itself. So there'll be a station over here that's going to be beaming. So we can actually predict those big beams. And since they like to blame beams on solar mass ejections and X flares, I just predict the next flare's got to occur over there around the first. They'll say the sun is super active or something is kicking off something, a CME or something, because they're using atmospheric heaters. And you can get a natural effect of that from a solar flare. However, a solar flare passes, it doesn't make a beam that lasts for hours and hours and hours. Okay, so don't think with your head, not with your heart. Sometimes when it comes to logic, use your heart to seek the truth and use your head to know the truth. Okay, and so that would debunk even that. Okay, the magnetosphere might snap a tendril of magnetics which dimples the atmosphere, causing an effect like this. However, when I see a big beam going down the ocean, I know something else caused it, and that right there is a big fryer. Bzzz, getting fried, India style. They have excited the atmosphere, and it could be being assisted a bit by Xmith over here on the low deck, cuts in the cloud brightening look here. The boiler is in. So let's have a look at some of these geometric formations of storms that are not spinning roundly like a circulation should do. Don't fall for the circle jerk excuses. Man-made clouds is even spelled out in Latin on one of the new cloud names. And yet you told me man-made clouds ain't existed. See the boom boom plumes here, boom boom boom. And as it interacts with a cloud deck that is fully, whited out, as we often call it, it'll blow out holes like this. And that right there is a deployment that I'm pointing at right there. 1, 2, 3. And as it interacts, it changes the cloud dynamics around itself. Look at all these chemtrails here going across the bight, headed towards Adelaide. You don't want to sleep with your window open with that on, huh? But it's too cold for that right now, Harry. So, this stuff is so small, though, it gets through almost every air filtration system aside from militarized ones. Ooh, which our oppressors can afford. They have to breathe the same air too, but they don't care. You got 6 guys that want everybody else's money. Believe me, among the 1%, there's a 1/4% of them that want what the rest of them got, because they're a bunch of greedy gums. Great greedy gums. They want it all on the table. And they're greedy glutches, eating until they're fat as a bastard. Ooh, bombs. Ooh, my. Boom, 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 go the plumes inside this one mess. Just something has to be coming along on a platform, deploying stuff from it. A gondola, if you will. Not talking about the gondola in Venice. Asshole amigos, fright as he rides. Asshole amigos, skyria tonight. The fallout's coming to you today. It's now or never. You gonna fight my way with me? You gonna fight this? You gonna use your head again for more than a hat rack? A little smiley face in the sky here. Boom, 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 boom. Plumes there. My God, look at how it's gone over the top of Melbourne. And the fryer is on from your next red stations. You can see it right there. Bombs exploding over here. The whole bay is covered in crap. Straight lines right here. See? All the spikes, spokinesses. You see it? See it? the curve shape to that. There's not a second low pressure going through. That's done by NEXRADs and bombs. Let's just look at that one spot. Look at it. And this was an hour and a half ago. Hour and 40 minutes ago. So something started here. It's just moving along with the cloud mass, just redeploying the fireworks show. Paris Agreement poisons the earth. It blocks the sun. The trees can't eat. Boom, ba boom, 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 plum, 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 plum. Say no. Exit the who. Stop killing the brumbies. There's so many things that I could sing about. Deserve to have a voice that have none. Where's the representative of the plankton? Where's the representative of the trees in the houses of governance? Where's the representative of the whales? Where's the representative of the dolphins and the sea turtles and the koalas? We are their representative. We are their voice. And we will not be silent. Will we? The fryer is on. The cancerites are being fed. All the creepy, crawly tendrils of Morgellons fibers irritating and itching under people's skin, making it look like red lines in a mesh, almost hexagonal mesh, like the bag they put the mandarins in. That model look, that's Morgellons. That's the antenna network. Free energy devices breathed into your body. Oh, he just went there. Because there's a lot of stuff they don't tell you about. There's a lot of things that go on that they propose and that are funded by private interests that are only interested in what is the return on that. How much will they make while they fry and kill all life on my planet, this in my ease, causing storms. Terrible totals coming. And it's not over at the end of this 10-day period. This is a cycle of continual batch after batch. Every 3 days, boom, 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 boom. More storms, more chem, more, no more. Are we the system's harsh? Right? Is it terrible totals showing up on the 10s? I kind of like this graphic. It's pretty good, actually. I'm going to give you the worst case scenario one, okay, on the 10s. Right, half a meter still showing for the spine of New Zealand here on the 10s. And this number will rise. As each batch comes across, it'll change a bit, but then it'll increase a bit depending on what they're bringing over from Africa. You know, this is just during this 3-day period, from Wednesday through Saturday, a 40 period. Bring it down to 3. So you kind of get an idea. What's getting ready, what kind of fuckery is getting ready to occur. Yep. I had to reset that. Sorry about that there. But I'm not sorry. I'm never sorry when you're doing your best. Well, I can tell you that's about 12 centimeters right there coming over the next 3 days. And it just does.